Hey everybody, Daniel Ramsey here with MyOutDesk, and I'm excited because today we have Erica Brune. She is the president of Lever1, Lever with an R at the end, a Kansas City-based professional employment organization. Really like what they do. I'm excited to have you here, Erica. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, so you guys were ranked one of the fastest growing companies in 2017. I think that's phenomenal. Let's talk through some of that. What do you guys do to get that ranking?
The Inc. 500 has a 3-year look back in their award program, and we went from being a startup company to really that enterprise level over those 3 years. And so in the PEO space, specifically, there's large revenue dollars reflected. And so we were able to really demonstrate that significant growth. And we were the fastest growing company in the state of Missouri that year, 44th overall.
Nice.
And boy, was that exciting. It got a lot of attention for us. And we were really excited to have accomplished that.
Well, that's good press for sure. We were talking earlier, and I love this. Today's topic is basically, you guys didn't start as a normal PEO. A lot of companies kind of go through a process where somebody's in the industry that decide to start their own version of their PEO. They want to do it their way. But you guys actually had a reverse process. You already had a successful business, several, and you started a PEO to service those businesses, which is an interesting story. So let's just start off with how you guys were founded and why.
Sure. It is an interesting story. Most PEOs, as you mentioned, are typically insurance people that have been in the business, starting their PEO or through acquisition. We were an advertising agency, full service agency for 25 years. When we started spinning off, acquiring, and purchasing other marketing type businesses. And around 2012, we purchased our 7th company and realized that we would take my team of finance and HR professionals out of the original agency and form a PEO for our book of business, that was going to be the best way to administer all the employees, offer seamless benefits, regardless of which business unit you worked in, and allow us to keep all of our businesses completely arm's length, running as independent businesses. And that was a marketing strategy, as well as a risk and liability strategy from an operational perspective. So we formed a PEO for our group, thinking that was going to be the best way for us to administer and run our portfolio of businesses.
And Lever1 is kind of the hub where all of these businesses really sell and market to their clients, but you guys house the employees, all the benefits. And do you guys do the search for staffing and kind of helping your clients actually build their employee base too?
We do. We brought in an executive recruiter last year because we identified so many businesses, certainly in today's economy, are struggling to find good people. They were asking us for help anyway. And we've got a team of HR professionals that have done search. And so we identified that would be a really great add-on service. And it's been going very well.
Awesome. And do you think of yourself as the hub, like the Lever1 in the middle with all these other businesses kind of circling, or is that just me making stuff up in my head?
I would say we're off to the side, but yes, we are the administrative arm for sure. But each of our other sister companies has an expertise at marketing, advertising, print, direct mail, etc. So they're running their operation from top to bottom, and then count on us to help them on the people side.
I love it. I love it. You have your own people organization, which really are the assets of most businesses. One question that I have, we talked a little bit about this earlier. What has been one of your biggest challenges as you've grown? We're 8 years in, right? Is that you guys are about 8 years in? Yep. What has been one of your biggest challenges as you've grown from brand new startup to where you are today, a medium-sized PEO?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest challenges in the PEO space specifically is finding good margin, good revenue margin, and holding on to that. We're a very slim margin industry, unlike technology or even our sister companies in the advertising space, it's thin. And so any mistake, any hiccup, it just completely cripples the month or the financial statement. And so it's really fine-tooth financial accounting and awareness and projections, because it's such a narrow margin, and yet you're still bringing in high-level experts, so the salary line is still pretty high. That's been a challenge, and certainly with the pricing then when you're out prospecting for the products that we offer, just really helping understand and share the value of what they're looking at and what the product is. So that all along has been so challenging for us, from our first few years where we were unprofitable to scaling fast, right? You want to give discounts and volume discounts to get that critical mass and build your book. And it's pretty hard to overcome that or to continue to grow that in this space. It was a real eye-opener for us.
One challenge that I hear from most PEOs is the whole sales team, like building a sales team to actually go out into the community. How have you guys handled that now that you're 8 years in?
That was a challenge at first, for sure, because I would identify and bring in a sales rep who'd worked for me for a year or so, but we didn't have enough market penetration there was no ball already rolling for them, right? So what I did wrong was not invest in them long enough. They got frustrated. They wanted to go make more money somewhere else. I didn't have enough leads or marketing volume to help funnel and build a book of business for them. And so I think I erred as a leader the first few years through that process, because I had some really great people and they did great work, but it just wasn't enough to keep them motivated or satisfied. Now we have a team that I think each of our sales reps has been with us over 3 years. And so they, help maintain the relationships that they've brought in. They check in on them, as well as then just totally infiltrate the community, spreading our brand and the good work that we do, and creating sales that way.
Yeah, I love it. One of the things that you and I talked about prior to this video was, and I really like this about you, your business is very catered to the client's need, which is unusual in the PEO world. Usually PEOs want to go after the insurance, they want to go after the healthcare, they want the whole pie, but you really focus on what your clients need. So let's talk about that. Your menu of services is actually unique in the industry.
It is. And so when we launched, we didn't have enough critical mass to offer some of the group benefits that are commonly associated with PEOs. It's the chicken and the egg of, you got to have this volume to get good policies, but you can't get volume if you don't have good policies to offer. So we really heavily focused on HR and the value proposition of having a local HR team administer your payroll and your new hire paperwork and all the compliance aspects that a PEO really assists businesses with. And so by doing that, we had to be very accommodating with, maybe you don't offer health at all. Maybe you keep your health relationship where you have it. And we saw that very early on as an opportunity that many businesses would get declined from a PEO relationship, or they didn't like the feeling that they were forced to take everything or nothing. And we saw that as a market opportunity. And so we started being very flexible with the menu and really accommodating our clients with what was going to be in their best interest. Every year at renewal, we'll show you everything that you possibly have to choose from that you would get outside the PEO relationship and or then inside the PEO. And that way you're never going to be forced to work with us or have any confusion with what your pricing is or what you're buying. And so that was really advantageous. Like, as you can imagine, goes over very well in the sales process. But 8 years in now, I have enough wrinkles to understand why that's probably not the most, back to my first point, profitable way to run a PEO, because of the hours it takes to reconcile all of those different plans. One error, can upset your profitability for an entire month on a client. It just creates more room for error. And that's true for any business. As you're scaling, you try and get things more streamlined, more process oriented. And when you're accommodating client by client, it's harder to do that. But how we've grown. So
Well, and that's the trade-off, right? It's a
Right.
lot more work, but now you've grown and your clients are satisfied and you're servicing them at a higher level.
Right. And our volume, it got us to the point where now we do have benefits that are pretty hard to not want. We still have clients that want something else, and that's fine, but it afforded us the ability to now have very, very competitive products.
That's cool. Erica, where do you see your business going over the next 3 to 5 years? Like, where's the industry and how are you guys going to participate in all the growth?
We are interested in scaling, continuing to scale very quickly. We would love to get to that 10,000 employee participation level. We feel like that will really create an opportunity for us as an organization to offer best-in-class services and have enough critical mass to really have some creative solutions on the insurance side. So that's our goal for the next 5 years. I think the thing that everybody's watching is the future of healthcare and how we can help business owners navigate through that ever-changing landscape.
Do most of your conversations when you're bringing on a new client circle around their healthcare and the complications around it and whether or not, they have coverage or don't have coverage or what's required? Is that kind of where you guys start the conversation typically?
Typically, that is the starting point. It can really be a game changer on if we're the right option for them, and then opening the door to everything. They already like everything else, but we're going to be an additional cost, right?
Yeah.
So going through that and just seeing where it lands, seeing if it's a good option for them, seeing if their doctors and markets like the plans that we have to offer. And so typically that's the first stepping stone to get through, and then we can show that in a larger picture of all the services we offer and make a really good case for what a PEO can help them with.
Yep. I love it. Well, Erica, this has been an amazing conversation. Really appreciate you. Where would somebody find out more information about Lever1?
Sure, at our website, www.lever1.com, and that's the numeric one.
Okay. I love it. I really thank you for your time today. It's an interesting story how you guys already had a portfolio of businesses and you added PEO. That's unusual. So thanks for coming today and just sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.